White Sox podcast, I guess pregame show. Presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome in to our CHGO studios here in the West Loop. It is opening day. We are so excited for the first game of the season, the 2022 season. The White Sox start off their campaign against the Detroit Tigers in Detroit. We are excited to talk about this game with you. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. The man next to me, Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. Herb, happy opening day.
Happy opening day to you, Sean.
Ryan saying happy opening day.
Oh, my goodness. And our guy who's usually sitting to my left, Vinny Duber, is up in Detroit, which will have him in postgame, hopefully, after a White Sox winner.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about what's going to happen today. We have a half-hour pregame show for you leading up to the Sox versus Tigers in Detroit. Vinny will be not with us today for the pregame show. He's currently busy with his job. I think he's hearing from Tony La Russa, some other people up in Detroit. So we wish Vinny the best. We're excited to hear from him postgame. We will join you after the last out is made, not the first out. The last out is made. That will be when our
gosh, if we join after the first out, that's going to be a long postgame show.
A long postgame show. We won't have a lot to talk about because we'll just be more reacting live.
Yeah, I think it would be more of a watch party, really, than a postgame show.
That's what would happen. But after the last out is made, we'll be going live. We'll have an hour or so post-game show, and hopefully Vinny will be able to join us then. But Herb, you did this all last year. You went through 162 games with the White Sox. You did a post-game show after pretty much everyone with our guy Tanny. How's it feel now to be back in this seat again? A little bit different now, the CHGO seat, but we are back for another season of White Sox baseball.
Feels so good. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe that it's here because if you recall, during the lockout, I was like, we're not going to be playing until May at the earliest. I could not be happier that I was wrong. We're here. April 8th, we're going to be playing the Detroit Tigers in Detroit, whooping them like we should. I'm ecstatic. It just can't be explained in words because the team is good. And, yes, we've griped. Yes, we've talked about the lousy offseason. I mean, now it's with the A.J. Pollock pickup, probably a B-, C+ offseason. But baseball's here. We know our team's going to be really good. And that excites me, especially with the offensive players that we have.
Yeah, it excites me because, I mean, this is the second straight year or second straight season we are examining White Sox baseball from a postseason lens. We are able to see back-to-back postseason appearances, back-to-back first-round exits, but exciting times for the White Sox. We've talked about this window being open, possibly open until 2029 or so. This White Sox team is probably the first of many, or hopefully many, that will be true World Series contenders. We've had sniffs or so here or there. We did win the AL Central last year, but this feels like the true first team where, all right, starting at opening day, yes, Lance Lynn isn't healthy, but this is a team that I think, in the AL probably has a top 3 chance of winning the World Series, which is exciting to say.
Yeah, and they're set themselves up for, like Rick Hahn, years of multiple contention for a championship. So if that's what he meant, like winning the AL Central, getting into the playoffs, and then letting the chips fall where they may, I applaud you, Rick Hahn, on that because the White Sox, in our lifetime, this past year was the first time they've gone to playoffs consecutive years. That is amazing. Now we're not even thinking about that anymore. Like the expectation, the bottom line, the floor is playoffs. Like we're looking to the ceiling because the ceiling is the roof.
Yes.
Yes.
Very well done.
As we know. What up, Leonard?
Thank you, MJ. And what's up, Leonard? What's up, everybody in the chat right now? We got Kevin Kaduk over there in his office. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, let's go, Kevin. But we got Leonard in the chat. We got Schlesh Poppy, Kevin, Red Tornado, our guy Baloney,
Matty Ice.
Adam, Matty Ice. I mean, it's an exciting day for White Sox baseball. It is the White Sox pregame, the CHGO White Sox pregame show presented by PointsBet. If you are looking to get into the sports betting action this season, the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you're looking for Vinny's post-game recap of today's game, you need to be a member. Go to allchgo.com. But, if you're looking to combine some promo codes together, CHGO when you sign up for PointsBet. Make a deposit of $50 or more for your first time, and you'll get $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free T-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo, and we will help you out. Online sign-up is available in Illinois. You could download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And you can see on the right side of the screen, if you're watching right now, we're going to talk about Yoan Moncada to the injured list. We're going to go through the opening day lineup for both the Sox and the Tigers. We'll preview the pitching matchup between Lucas Giolito and Eduardo Rodriguez for the Tigers. And then, because we're sponsored by PointsBet, we got to talk about some betting odds, some betting props for today's game if you are looking to bet on the action. So, Herb, we haven't talked about Yoan Moncada, the injured list, just yet, so let's get some reaction. He'll be able to return on April 15th. He is placed on the 10-day IL, retroactive to April 5th with a oblique strain. Moncada was scratched in that last spring training game. We thought it was just precautionary. Now he's on the IL, and there's talks before this game that he's going to need some time in Charlotte to rehab. So what is the impact of Moncada being out for possibly, about the first 6 or so games here?
For him, for us and the White Sox, I don't think it'll be that big. 3 weeks is not that long of a time in the grand scheme of 162, but it's just disappointing. Soft tissue injuries keep on hurting the White Sox. They dismissed Alan Thomas last year. I don't know if that was a accusatory thing, hey, we're getting injured. You're the strength and conditioning guy. Why are we getting injured? But Moncada has been sporadically injured throughout his career, plays through most of it, and this time, the White Sox are taking a precautionary approach to Yoan Moncada because they know the season is a marathon. So, yeah, it was when I saw it yesterday, I was like, God, not another thing, because I know how White Sox Twitter gets. Well, one faction of White Sox Twitter, they just hate Yoan Moncada. And I think somebody tweeted on a tweet yesterday that said, if Jake Berger goes something like 300, 350, and slugs a little less than 500, oh, my Jesus. People will just be like, oh, Moncada, expendable, trade him, or move him to second base. We got Jake Berger now. Calm down, guys. Yoan Moncada, I got to say this to you guys again, is a top 5 third baseman in the American League. Stop it. When he comes back to this stacked-ass lineup, he'll fit right in as a 6-hitter. Can we stop already? Let's celebrate our guys. Yoan Moncada will get his oblique strain settled so he can play the rest of 140-plus games, and he'll be back to being Yoan Moncada. Maybe not with the power bat,
right?
But with the glove, with the on base, he was on base 36% of the time last year, guys. Come on now. I just get so mad that people hate on a guy that is he's not doing this to himself.
No, and
he doesn't get himself injured. Can we just love one of our best players in our lineup?
People are calling him soft after playing the second most amount of games last year for the Chicago White Sox, 144 games. This guy he might not be durable, and yes, he has those times where maybe he's pulling in a little gimpy into the second base, but for the most part, he's out there, and when he's healthy, he is a very, very productive player.
He's the second most, Jose Abreu plays the most games because he doesn't go out of games. Before Tim Anderson, it's Yoan Moncada has the second most games since 2019. Mm-hmm. He plays, he posts. Sorry he gets hurt at the hot corner. Do you guys remember Joe Creedy? He got hurt every once in a while. Can we give our guys a little break? Just because he dances and sings in songs doesn't mean he's soft, doesn't mean he's 100% or nothing. He is a great baseball player. And when he comes back and he's 100%, you guys will see exactly 5-win player, 100%. Yeah. He's a 5-win player if he plays 140 games.
Right. Then we got Shane, I think, saying we need the 2019 version of him, which, you mentioned the power and speed not being there. That's the one thing that I do worry about. We didn't really see him perform well in spring training this year, which was my big concern, was that how much is that hip or oblique strain hurting him? So, is he going to be able to be healthy for opening day? I don't know. Has this been a long-term nagging injury for him? That's my concern. But you're right. If Berger goes in, it's kind of like the Bears quarterback. If Berger goes in and slashes 263, 333, 474 like he did in his 15 games last year, then we're probably going to hear some Jake Berger heads rising up out of White Sox Twitter.
I heard, do you feel like Yoan Moncada is injury prone, or do you feel down on him and on his White Sox career as yet?
I mean, I don't feel down on him. I talked about this when I was doing Locked On Sox. The fact that, he's been in the MLB now for over 5 years. Like, he is, fought through everything to be a major league player. You have now had 5 consistent years where you've, mostly improved. 2020 was a down year, and 2021 wasn't as good as 2019. But in the grand scheme of things, since 2019, he has been an extremely productive third baseman. So the fact that you've been able to weather that storm and make it an advance and stay at third base, a very premium position for a winning team that just won 93 games, it's just something that I think, if he has a full healthy season, we don't know what he truly can put up, because his potential screams, hey, I can be like Robinson Cano. Like, I mean, he's 27 years old, and Cano didn't have his best year until 27. That's who he was projected to be when he was a prospect back in 2016, Moncada. He was projected to be like Robinson Cano. Cano didn't really blow up until his year 27 season. So this was a really important year for Moncada. I don't love that he's starting on the IL to start this season, but if he doesn't go back on the IL this year and he joins them April 15th, I don't think there's a huge, concern there. I think that as long as his power comes back this year, we're going to be all right. And Mailman Jack saying Yoan's going to be okay. People got to relax. So far, yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything the White Sox are extremely concerned about. The only report was Yoan Moncada and Joe Kelly are both expected to need rehab stints in Charlotte before returning. For Moncada, some games in Charlotte were part of his 3-week projection to return. So that's the idea that he'll be back in 3 weeks from April 5th.
And the last thing I'll say about it is reports are that Yoan wanted to play through it. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be like his leader, Jose Abreu, and say, okay, I'll just battle through it. But the White Sox are being precautious, and I like it. I like to shut a guy down so he doesn't re-injure himself or make that much worse. So 100%. Let's get into some good news about this whole thing. I hate talking about the bad sections of White Sox Twitter and people who don't like a great baseball player.
I mean,
This is a positive space this year.
God
2022.
damn it.
Let's go.
I'm negative enough. Don't make it more.
I understand people concerned about the injury and wondering if it's going to hurt his actual play. That concerns me. But I think there's one from Carlos Ramos here. To worry is because Yoan is injury prone. He's not. Since 2018, he's played 477 games. He's played 149 games, 132 games, 52 out of 60, and then 144 out of 162. Where is the injury prone there? That's just a guy taking days off. That is a normal workload for a major league ball player. Tim Anderson's not injury prone. Tim Anderson's playing less games since 2018. You're not giving him shit. I mean, I don't understand what the issue is.
Oh, you're getting Sean mad.
I mean, but he's not injury prone. That's just
Carlos.
Stupid. It is just dumb. Yes, he's got some some little nagging injuries left and right, but he still plays through them. And when he's playing through them, he might not be a top 10 third baseman, but he's still top 15. And when he is healthy, he is top 10.
To me.
Yoan is, and this is from Ryan. We can end it here. Yoan's the least of my worries. Starting pitching depth is a whole other story. I would think so. I mean, where the Sox are the thinnest is pitching. If another starting pitcher goes down, then you're going to have issues. But if Jake Berger goes down, then Romy Gonzalez might be able to step up, and he possibly could have made the 28-man roster this year. I'm dropping a shit here. I almost dropping an F-bomb. Thanks, guys, Adam and Brandon.
I mean, our radio training always gets me behind the mic, can I cuss? But remember, we're on YouTube. This is on the podcast. Well, this one's not on the podcast. Our post game will be on the podcast, but join us live here on YouTube. But yeah, cussing in front of a mic is always like a taboo. I always can I? Yeah, we can. We can cuss all the fuck we want. Sorry, kids. Sorry, kids. And it's Sean's fault. He started it.
Yeah. Final thing here, Steve. Dude, Yoan limps every other game he plays. He's still playing in them. He's still playing in them,
all right,
Steve.
Let's get to positive
I'm so
stuff,
sorry. Let's go into opening day lineups. Let's see who your White Sox will be throwing up. Your starting 9 for the Chicago White Sox. We'll also have the starting 9 for the Detroit Tigers. Mailman Jack's asking what's up with this weather. It's rainy here in Chicago, and I know Vinny just tweeted out, too, that there's some rain coming down in Detroit. Rain was minimum and has mostly stopped now in Detroit. Would expect it to be rainy, if not raining, for most of the afternoon. So it looks like they will play. Won't be any torrential downpour today in Detroit, but might be a little bit, wet out there in Detroit. But let's go through the starting lineups. Herb, I'll take the White Sox if you want to take the Tigers. Leading off for the Chicago White Sox, playing right field is A.J. Pollock. Batting second and playing center field, Luis Robert. Batting third, playing first, Jose Abreu. Cleanup, catching for the White Sox, Yasmani Grandal. Batting fifth, playing left field is Eloy Jimenez. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Yuri Garcia. Batting seventh, playing second base, Josh Harrison. Batting eighth, the DH, Andrew Vaughn. And batting ninth, third baseman, Jake Berger, filling in for Yoan Moncada. And on the bump today for the Sox, Lucas Giolito.
For your Detroit Tigers, in right field, first bating is Robbie Grossman. Second is the new acquired Austin Meadows from the Tampa Bay Rays. At third position, playing shortstop, it is Mr. Javi Baez, Taggy McSlidey, as somebody on Twitter calls him. Cleaning up, third baseman, Heimer Candelario, who Detroit people are really high on. They think that guy can be an all-star. Batting fifth is future Hall of Famer, designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera. Batting sixth is second baseman Jonathan Scope. Seventh is Akil Baddoo. It goes on and on. Eighth is rookie sensation, playing first, Spencer Torkelson. And catching, batting in the ninth spot, Tucker Barnhart from the Cincinnati Red. And pitching on the bump today is former Boston Red Sox lefty Eduardo Rodriguez.
My favorite part about Eduardo Rodriguez was on PointsBet. They had him listed as Elvin Rodriguez. And my $8 bet quickly got taken down because they needed to change that and make sure that people knew that Eduardo Rodriguez was starting for the Tigers.
I mean, I don't know what matters. Oh, our FCC is on speed dial. Thank you, Leonard. Don't call him. Send him a message.
We don't need the FCC in here. We're good. We can pass on that. But let's go to
the Tigers lineup, man.
Yeah, the guy that's really scary to me here. I mean, you could look at 2 and 3 right there. Austin Meadows and Javi Baez. We'll talk a little bit about Meadows when we get into the betting portion there. But those are 2 big offseason additions in my mind. The fact that Austin Meadows now in the AL Central, I hate it, and I'm getting very reminiscent vibes of Max Kepler versus Lucas Giolito on opening day. What was that, back in 2020?
2020?
Yeah, so I'm not really loving seeing Austin Meadows playing for the Detroit Tigers here. That's a very scary lineup for opening day for the Tigers.
As I said the other day, if the Tampa Bay Rays get rid of you, and that's what they did on the trade, I feel kind of good about you playing poorly. Because the Tampa Bay Rays don't get rid of people just for willy-nilly. Mm-hmm. They, use you up and then ship you out. So Austin Meadows, yes, deadly. Looks good in Tampa Bay Rays uniform. I hope he plays poorly as a Detroit Tiger. And they got those on-base guys in front. Like Robbie Grossman gets on base. I was surprised that it wasn't Akil Baddoo leading off there. But you got A.J. Hinch there trying to get people on base in front of those good boppers, and they have in 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, we got some people saying that the lineup isn't intimidating at all. Celeste Poppy saying Giolito's going to get 8+ Ks today.
That might be true.
Yeah, you got Brandon saying lots of swing and miss after the top 2 of Detroit's lineup. I just think that Baez has very, very been very, very good against the White Sox in his career. Meadows is an 870 OPS guy against right-handers, and the fact that you got Candelario and Grossman, I mean, I understand that, it's not that scary. Like Miguel Cabrera isn't Miguel Cabrera anymore, but Tucker Barnhart is a 9th hitter. Like that's pretty damn decent. And Spencer Torkelson being your 8th hitter. I mean, that guy hit 30 home runs in his first year.
I got him as my rookie of the year. And Leonard points out Willie Adames going to Milwaukee. That is the opposite of what happened. Now, Adames wasn't really anything great special in Tampa Bay, and then went up to Milwaukee and became really good. Really a piece of their offense that they're counting on. Mm-hmm. And defensively, he's good too.
And I mean, they do have a lot of young players. I mean, that was part of the middle infield. Like, Wander Franco was pushing him out. I think they got a guy, Wills, that was pushing him out as well. So they had a lot of guys in Tampa. The outfield depth, though, I mean, wasn't really pushing anybody out. I mean, the Meadows trade just seems like I don't think they liked him or they didn't want to extend him. But that doesn't mean he can't hurt the White Sox.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. It's like, I mean,
while we were trying to look for a right fielder, I was looking at the Austin Meadows market and see if the White Sox could acquire him, but it didn't seem like it took that much for them to get him. Paredes, who was a Tigers top guy, I've been hearing about him for a couple of years, but he fizzled out, so the Rays will probably do something with that guy. He'll be like Manuel Margot when the Padres give up on him.
Yeah, can we see the starting lineups again? I want to go to our White Sox here, and let's talk about 6 and 7 here. Leury Garcia playing shortstop because Tim Anderson suspended for the first 2 games, and then Josh Harrison making his White Sox debut, batting 7th here. Herb, I don't love that Josh Harrison or Leury Garcia is batting above Andrew Vaughn. I don't know about you.
Like, I can understand it if there's a right-hander on the bump and you want to go righty-lefty, righty-lefty. But there's a lefty on the bump. So you're going to go righty with all these guys up until the whole lineup is all righty. So Lurie's going to be hitting from his worst side and right-handed. Andrew Vaughn's more of a power hitter. He's a better hitter than Leury Garcia. I don't know why he's not batting right behind Eloy Jimenez in this lineup that we currently see on our screen. Like, maybe he thinks Andrew Vaughn will drive in Leury Garcia and Josh Harrison once they get on base, but I'm not a fan of that. Put your best guys up closer to the lineup, the top of the lineup, and Leury Garcia should be hitting no higher than 7th in this lineup, what the White Sox are throwing out there, even if Tim and Yoan are out. No higher than 7th. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't love the fact that Josh Harrison and Leury Garcia, I mean, that just is zapping all the power out of this roster. It would make sense if you flip Vaughn and Harrison there, or you move Leury Garcia down. I mean, I have no issue with that. Connor say, I think TLR is playing as having Vaughn as the cleanup of the bottom half of the lineup. It makes sense, but I don't know if I trust Harrison and Garcia to get on like a 1 and 2 hitter to really get on and have Vaughn be able to drive those guys in. I mean, that's my concern is, Leury Garcia is going to go down on 4 pitches, and, we haven't been able to see Harrison, so I can't build up a pessimistic view of him just yet. And then Christopher Ramos, our guy, saying, just counting on Eloy clearing the bases each time he's up. We'll get to him when we get to our picks of the game. We'll hold off on what we're naming that segment. But if you enjoy
original, guys.
CHGO, one way to help us
original.
continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you're looking to read Vinny Duber's work, he is our CHGO White Sox beat writer. You can go to allchgo.com, and this is a great deal. You should take advantage of this deal. You can bet on the White Sox today while they take on the Detroit Tigers in Detroit. If you have any questions,
Detroit Tigers.
Detroit
Tigers. That's nice.
If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook, easier than ever, so you could start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
And before we go on,
Yes.
yesterday I complained about Ian Happ in the Cubs lineup. He was batting cleanup, went out and had a great game. Let's hope that happens again. You can call me wrong. Please check in the postgame show when Leury hits his 4 home runs today and say, Herb, you're an idiot. I told you so. Leury's my guy.
Well, and here's the thing. If Leury wants to make us look like an idiot, I will be happy for him to make me look like an idiot. He's the longest tenure White Sox. The fact that he hit that grand slam against Houston, I was happy to be an idiot in that moment. Like, make me look like an idiot. I have no worry, no issue or problem looking dumb. Before we move on and get into the Giolito versus Rodriguez matchup and some of the bets that we're making today, I do want to mention Strava Craft Coffee. If you are a CHGO listener, you can save 25% off their purchase when you use code CHGO25. That's 25% off your order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use code CHGO at checkout. It helps me take down my anxiety at night. Something that I have is restless leg syndrome. So usually I'm trying to lay there and my legs are just like, it feels like I'm like trying to run or something. It's very involuntary, but the CBD Strava Craft Coffee helps me settle it down. It calms my body down, and it helps me go to sleep, which is something that I truly appreciate. So I really like using Strava Craft Coffee. Go to StravaCraftCoffee.com, use code CHGO25, and get 25% off your entire order. So just wanted to give a shout out to Strava and appreciate their products. All right, let's move into Giolito versus Rodriguez. Lucas Giolito getting the opening day start for the Chicago White Sox. Eduardo Rodriguez getting the start for the Detroit Tigers. There you see the numbers. Those are the probable pitchers. Giolito last year, 11-9 with a 3.53 ERA. He had a 3.87 K2 walk ratio with a 3.79 FIP. Rodriguez, 13-8 last year, 4.74 ERA, 2.84 K2 walk ratio with a 3.32 FIP. So, Herb, we look at that FIP for Rodriguez, shows that that ERA should be a little bit lower than last year. So White Sox fans shouldn't judge him immediately by that 4.74 ERA.
what he reminds me of, and I was talking to you before the game and I'm watching film about him, he's Jose Quintana. If you guys White Sox fans know Jose Quintana when he was a White Sox, not the Cubs or whatever he did last year with the Angels, garbage, and the Giants, he has similar pitch mix, mid-90s fastball, cutter, sinker, four-seamer, changeup, slider. So you're going to get that guy who's around the plate. Like 54% of the time, I think he throws pitches for strikes. So he's going to be in the zone more than he's not. But he's also going to try to get you to chase, having tunneling, throwing that cutter one pitch and then throwing the changeup right behind it. He's a very crafty pitcher. The White Sox need to get on him early and get to him before his sinker starts working out and he starts using that a little bit more on their bats. It's an overcast day. We just had reports that Vinny said that it's a little rainy up there in Detroit, so hits and runs will be of a premium this year or today. So they need to just get to Eduardo Rodriguez, understand that he's going to be around or near the plate most of the pitches he's throwing.
Yeah, and the thing, too, is, I mean, he's just going to try to keep you off balance. It's kind of very similar to Lance Lynn. Like you said, you bring up all the different fastballs that he has. Basically, it's 5 fastballs. I mean, he'll take off a little bit on the slider and get more depth and get more break on that. But it's a fastball, sinker, cutter. You're not sure where it's going to go. It's coming at the same MPH. You got to make sure your barrel's in the right place. As long as you're not staying off balance, though, with that changeup, the White Sox should be able to take advantage of Rodriguez. They were able to take advantage of him last time they saw him back in 2019. That was in June when he was a Red Sox. They were able to get him for about 4 earned runs that game.
And the one thing you have to watch out with Eduardo Rodriguez, why he's such a good pitcher, while his stuff isn't mind-blowingly great, it's mostly he's an average stuff pitcher. He throws the pitches from the same slot. Mm-hmm. It's at the same height. And so you're like, okay, is this the fastball, cutter, slider? Struck out. It's going to be really tough where you got a pitcher who's crafty like that and throws it from the same arm angle. You can't guess with him because it gets on you pretty quickly. With that 90, he can get up to 95, but it sits 92, 93 on his fastball.
Yeah, and with Giolito, looking at his side for the Sox, 14 games against the Tigers in his career, 4.57 ERA, but his last start, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 Ks, and a 5-4 win back in October of 2021. What are you expecting from Lucas this year in 2021 and in today's opening day start?
Nothing but dominance. He's out there to get himself paid. I know it's not a walk year, but he's looking to establish himself as one of the best pitchers in the American League, which he's already done.
Best pitcher in baseball.
In 2018, Lucas Giolito was the worst pitcher in baseball.
Worst pitcher in baseball.
Stephen B. Smith said it. This year, I'm looking for him to dominate. He wants to be at the top of the White Sox rotation. The White Sox rotation, when it's full strength, is a force to be reckoned with. Now Lance Lynn's not in there. He still wants to compete versus Dylan Cease. He hears all the whispers and the chatter about Freddie Mercury, as he calls him. It's like, okay, cool. Do your thing, Dylan Cease. I'm still the ace of this staff. And I think they all feed off of each other. It's a friendly thing, but also it's like, okay, yeah, young cat, enjoy your time up. I'm still Lucas Giolito.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be here today. Yeah, I think that's going to be today. I know people worry about the day games. Lucas has heard you. He's heard you. Yeah. And that's why he's bulked up. Got a little more stamina for October games. He's going to be out there dealing today. I'm predicting a great game from Lucas Giolito.
I love the Freddie Mercury reference to Dylan Cease. That's a great one right there. You look at Giolito last year, in August and September of last year, 42% of the time he was using his fastball, about 26% of the time he was using his slider, and about 26% of the time he was using his changeup. So you'll probably see the changeup and slider used the same amount today, and his fastball will be his main pitch. But you'll probably look for Detroit Tigers to be put away on those changeups and sliders. All right, let's get into some betting stuff here, Herb. I got some betting odds for you. One that I gave out on CHGO Bets Daily was Eloy to hit a home run. We do see Carlos saying it's hard to hit homers in that stadium. It's not impossible, though. I will take Eloy to hit a home run. He's 1 for 3 lifetime against Rodriguez. One of those hits, the only hit he had was a double. So he has a double and a walk. So he's been able to get on base 2 of the 4 times he's faced Rodriguez. I do think he'll be able to run into one today. So I'll take Eloy to have a home run today. You like A.J. Pollock. Pollock to have 2 hits today, plus 210. So good odds on that one.
Go ahead and do it. He's leading off for the White Sox, starting the season off right. A.J. Pollock over 2 hits, or 2 hits or more.
Yeah, and we got Austin Meadows. We talked about him a little bit earlier. 870 OPS versus right-handers. For him to have 2 hits today, plus 300 on points bet. So if you're looking for a Tigers prop, you could look into that one.
Under.
I like race to 2 runs as well for the Sox, minus 160. I think Eloy might hit a home run. That might come in the first inning. The Sox might be able to jump out to a 2-0 lead. I think that might be important for them today.
Yeah, I think you have people up in the top of the lineup who get on base. So the White Sox will score runs in that first or second inning, I believe.
All right. Now we got some over-under right here. Lucas Giolito, Eduardo Rodriguez, over-under 6.5 Ks for Giolito.
Over.
I'll take under. Not a lot of strikeouts have been happening recently. 9 was the most by Ohtani yesterday. I think
Lucas is better than Ohtani.
I think he'll be at 6. He is better than Ohtani. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, over-under 6.5 Ks.
Under.
I'll say under 2. I think the White Sox are going to be more disciplined this year. I don't think you'll see a strikeout as long as Robert and Eloy can lay off those sliders.
And I see your prediction, Steven and Leonard for first home run, and Connor.
Yeah. We got Steven Niss coming in with first home run being Josh Harrison. Steve agreeing with me about Eloy with a bomb, and then Leonard Gore coming in with first home run being Jake Berger. Last year, the first home run was Adam Eaton, so it could be someone pretty crazy
Can we get him
that we're
back?
not expecting. I don't think we can get him back. All right, let's get into the most important segment, our favorite segment. You thought about it. You wondered what it might be, but it is our click to pick. We thought about this long and hard for this
Originality.
title. Originality at its finest. It's our click to pick. Herb, talk to us about AJ Pollock and why he's your click to pick.
I think AJ Pollock's been very underrated. He's on a Dodger team, or was on a Dodger team where they had multiple superstars. He's coming to another team with multiple offensive superstars. He's going to set the tone, show his teammates that he can hit. And when you put him back to the 7th spot where he's at, when Timmy comes back, he'll still be a good hitter. He hit his career high in 21 home runs last year. I think A.J. Pollock at least hits 2 hits and a home run, and part of that in 3 RBI.
You'd love to see it. And I'm going to go with Eloy here. I think that he will go yard today against Eduardo Rodriguez. So I am excited to see what Eloy can do. I talked about this on CHGO Bets Daily as well. He hasn't had a true, normal opening day. His first ever opening day was his major league debut, which was a lot of pressure in Kansas City.
He's back from death.
And then 2020, he was coming back from hanging from the outfield wall like Vince Carter. So he joined middle of the season. Now in 2021, he gets to go through spring training. He gets to start with the team. He gets to make a true official opening day start as a third-year player. He has the experience. Let's go Eloy and let's go Sox today. It should be a fun game. First pitch is in about 8 minutes, so let's go Sox. Herb, you got a prediction, final score for us?
White Sox win 5-4. Lucas Giolito gets the victory. The bullpen's a little leaky, and they give up a couple runs late.
Sox win 4-2. I think Eloy will go deep, and it should be exciting. After the last out is made, come here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on our YouTube channel right now, make sure you subscribe. There's a bell. Hit those notifications. Make sure you are notified, because when we go live after this game, you will not want to miss it. It will be a party. It's Friday if the White Sox win, and we'll probably be real pissed off.
I'll have all these buttons down like Eloy, especially if Eloy wins the click to pick.
I'll take this shirt off. If Eloy goes deep, I'll take this shirt off. We'll go chest out for Eloy on the post game. But thank you to Lawrence for his great production. The Law Dog, we appreciate him. We appreciate
Thank you to Kevin too.
Everyone in the chat. Hey, what's up, Kevin? We appreciate Kevin Kaduk with him being in the chat and helping us all throughout this season. It is going to be one hell of a 2022 season for the White Sox. For Herb Lawrence, you can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Again, thank you to everyone for joining us.
Thank you, Carlos, for not calling him injury prone either, because Sean went off on you. I'm sorry about that, Carlos.
Appreciate
Sean
you, Carlos.
Is a hothead.
Appreciate you, Steve. I am a hothead.
Of this thing, Sean is the hothead, not me.
You'll see if how much of a hothead I am if the Sox lose today. But let's not think about that. Let's just go enjoy some baseball because it's opening day. You can follow us on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. We will talk to you after the last out is made. Go White Sox.
Six.
Sacks.